Good morning, everybody. Hope everything's going well for you this weekend. And I appreciate you taking time to be here today. If you will, go ahead and like and share the post, and then we will pick up where we left off the 142nd Psalm, beginning in verse 5. And again, this is a Psalm of David, as you can tell by the superscription above the Psalm. It also tells us that it was written a prayer when he was in a cave. Um, and in David's case, David was literally in a cave, avoiding Saul and his men who were um, looking for him, so that Saul wanted David dead. And so David was literally in a cave. And I think that's a good analogy. Sometimes that's what life feels like. Life feels like we are um, trapped in a cave, like we are um, nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. We're just in that situation. And so this is David's prayer in that situation. And again, as he is in a situation that appears to be no um, outlet, no way to get out of it. Um, and again, just sheer numbers were against him. That eventually, sooner or later, um, Saul and his men um, would find him, and David felt um, whether completely accurate or not is a different discussion. But he felt like there was nobody on his side, that nobody would help him, that nobody would step in his defense. But even in that situation, even though he felt like, again, he's in a cave, completely abandoned by friends and family alike, the one thing that he could depend on was the Lord, that he could put his trust and confidence in him. And that's what this prayer reveals. And so it's a good lesson for us as well. Um, there are times in most everyone's life um, where we find ourselves in that situation. We feel like we've been abandoned, like we're on our own, that nobody is for us, that everybody is against us. But David teaches us that if we look close enough, we'll see that God is still on the throne, that He still cares for His people, still cares for you. And so, great lesson for us in this psalm. And as we begin in verse 5, David says, I cried unto thee. Again, we have that just again and again that lesson that when we find ourselves in whatever predicament, that we are able and willing to go to the Lord. I have over the years and talking with people and counseling with people, um, I often found people who it seems like we get down, we get to the point where we just feel like we can't even pray, and we can't even talk to God. But the Psalms again repeatedly teach us that that is the place, that it is the place, as David says, "Thou art my refuge." Uh, that is the one place that we have that we can turn for help, for compassion, for protection, um, and for deliverance. David, right now he's in a cave, so he's got we'll use this phrase, a roof over his head. He's got a place to hide, but he knows that eventually, if he stays in that cave, sooner or later, as they search for him, as the armies look for David, and as they continue their pursuit, somebody is going to look in that cave and he's going to be found. So he knows that his only real refuge is in the Lord. He knows as he goes on, my portion in the land of the living. He says, Lord, you are my portion. And again, that word portion, a good way, it's the idea there is something similar to, if we sit down at the table and we've got a pie and we divide it up, and I give you your portion, your piece of it. And he says, Lord, you are my my source. You are my portion. You are my share. I may be in this cave, but Lord, you are my provision. In other words, you're what I need in this dilemma. And the sooner that you and I learn that the Lord is our portion, that He is our provision, that He's what we need, all that we need, then the sooner we can start to come out of that cave, the better off we will be. Verse 6, he says, attend unto my cry, for I am brought very low. Deliver me from my persecutors, for they are stronger than I. And so, again, David is acknowledging his position, that they outnumber me. I don't have a chance against them. I am brought very low, my lowest point, and that I don't have a chance on my own against these who are pursuing me. He said, but you can deliver me. You can rescue me. Bring my soul out of prison, that I may praise thy name. The righteous shall compass me about, for thou shalt deal bountifully with me. This verse, great high note that he ends on of expressing his faith. Look what that again. That last, the righteous shall compass me about, and thou shalt deal bountifully with me. Again, David is in a horrible predicament, as Saul and all his people are pursuing David. Again, has been pursuing David. We don't know exactly when all this was done, but David was on the run for a minimum of 7 years during this time. But yet, even in that time, he believed that God could deliver him, that God would deliver him. And as we, again, as we're talking this morning, I realize that in our audience today, there could be any multitude of issues that people are facing. Some that are, much worse than others. Wayward children, loss of job, health, all kinds of issues that life throws at us. And so the challenge for us as we deal with those issues and we think about those situations is to learn from David, that we put our care, that we put our faith and our confidence in Him, that He will rescue, that He will deliver us from that cave that we find ourselves in. And so today, I hope you'll think about that. I hope you'll keep that on in your mind, in your heart. That whatever cave I find myself in, whatever cave you find yourself in this weekend, this stage, this point in your life, that you can put your confidence and your trust in God to rescue you from that prison, as David calls it. Hope that helps you and encourages you today. And remember to keep your eyes on Him, even in the cave. Have a great day, great weekend. We'll see you back here Monday morning.